This town has been unbearable, lifeless, filled only with boredom, propaganda, and control. I've tried to escape, and I've failed this time. But I'll find a way. They call me Mr. Prepper.
We're not going to do that. There we go. There's the old YouTubes right there. Is the chat working on the YouTubes? Let's check that real quick. That's kind of a important thing. There it is. Okay, cool. Chat is working on the YouTube. Got a couple people in there. We got a couple people in there. We got a couple people in there. Liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Make sure you guys check in. Hello from Palestine. Wow, that is definitely new. I'm going to basically have a problem today, guys, but it's not. I'll just have to keep up with it. So I've got one channel here. I've got another channel here, and I've got another channel here, and the other chat is over there. So it's over there. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth. We're going to talk about a lot of crazy stuff today. Like I said, make sure that you check in and say, where you're from, all that kind of good stuff, just from so-and-so or just the state or whatever it may be. Those of you that are on the TikTok, please remember that I'll be referencing videos that are actually shown on YouTube. So hopefully you guys will get the sound from it, but obviously you won't be able to see any of it. So I'm the only one that is liking. I gotcha. That's okay. Hey, I appreciate you, Deep. Nope, no big deal. Like I said, this is my backup channel. I don't expect it to blow up. It's just the 2.0 because we all know that stuff happens. So it's it's deeply appreciated. Let's see here. Don't feel bad. There's like 200 people in the other one, and I've only got 215 likes. And so you guys know it's not a vanity thing. I've got over 250,000 followers right now on the primary channel. And so it's not like that. It's more of a algorithm thing. Let's see here. Catitude checked in on the YouTube side. Good morning, Catitude. Let's see. Here we go. Let's do some admin stuff here, and I'm going to switch the YouTube side over so they can see the screen. So Mondays are always slow, so it's not a huge deal. There we go. Black Wolf Survival Company just checked in. Let's see here. So I thought it ironic. We'll just throw it up here on the screen real quick, just to I'll read it out for the TikTok guys. This comes off Disclosed TV. So this person posts, and I'll tell you who they are in a second. I would like to let you know that I have tested positive for that thing. I am thankful to have received 4 doses of the stuff, and I am feeling well while experiencing very mild symptoms. I am isolating and have started a course of the Paxlovid. I think it's safe to say that. This is posted by the CEO of Pfizer, who's been quadruple vaccinated. Go team! Gotta love it. I figured you guys will love that one. Let's see here. And then some admin stuff. On the last stream, somebody told me to look up underground gardens. And I found this page on Facebook. I didn't find anything. No. It wasn't underground garments. It was I'm happy underground, or life is good underground. That's what they told me to look up. And nothing popped up. No videos, no websites, no nothing at all. It was just kind of, I don't know. But I did find this neat little website. And it's more like underground artisan type stuff. These little gardens, nothing really grows there. It's all green and pretty, that kind of stuff. So I wanted to let you know, I followed up. I did check it out. I went and looked for it. You recommended it. I took a good hard look at it, and oh my God, that's hilarious. The people that are on the 2.0 channel are making more likes than people on the primary channel. I can't believe we're letting that happen. That is absolutely mind blowing to me. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our morning dose. Today is not going to be about the what's his nuts? I can't remember his name. The guy I normally show with the mohawk, with the brohawk. This one is another with a brohawk. Guy's extremely intelligent. Cut the video down so you don't have to look at the bars, graphs, or opinion stuff. And let me crank the volume up here. Make sure you guys are getting 100%. There we go. And you guys are getting the full effect. Those on TikTok, hopefully you'll be able to. Why is this telling me? It's telling me to slide my screen to the side. Swipe left. Why do I need to do that? I don't know what is happening. Anyway, maybe that's a new thingy or something that I'm supposed to be doing on TikTok. All right. Let's see. Do you of any NC preppers? I do watch some of the New York City preppers. He was actually on Epic Times. They did a video with him. You don't trust them until you verify anything. Geez, gotcha. Hi, Mary. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this guy on right here, and I will also. I'm going to really work on not muting the mic. Oh, we got a bunch of people. Okay, so we got Frost popped in. Nice. Yes, I know that's you, Suzette. Rebecca, good morning. And Melody, good morning. Okay, so let's pay attention to what this guy's got to say. He's pretty freaking smart. And obviously, I'm going to be taking my good stuff while that's happening. So let's go.
Play. Too, because this is it. Heating your home will hurt this winter as natural gas prices climb. And I'm telling you, there's never been a better time to start a firewood side hustle. As a matter of fact, Google searches for firewood for sale has starting to rise, and I think that's really impressive. And this is the time, if you, regardless if you want to start a side hustle, go buy your firewood right now. It's hot. It's summer, there's a drought. Most people, the 99% or 98% of the people that are sheep that don't pay attention, they just listen to CNN and go along with their lives, they're not thinking about firewood right now. I want you guys to go out. If you have a wood-burning stove, go and get some firewood. I'm not joking. And yes, if you want to start a side hustle, that is a super simple side hustle. I'm going to literally make a lesson for the course out of firewood side hustle. All right, so here we go. This is Out of the Hedge. I'm going to link it below. It says, it'll take more than an extra sweater to stay warm this winter. Anyone heating with natural gas will require extra money to burn in the furnace. Natural gas is sharply higher than it was last year. This week, natural gas was $8.20 an MCF. The volume of 1,000 cubic feet. This is the price paid to gas producers set by Henry Hub. It is the highest price in 14 years. Now, let's give a little bit of context here. Well, wait. First off, Seasonality. Natural gas has very seasonal changes, right? Obviously, when it gets colder, natural gas prices go up. Why? Because demand rises. There are a lot of people that are on natural gas or propane that they can go and, like propane, they can have their propane tanks filled ahead of time and sort of hedge, right, against inflation or hedge against seasonal price increases. Not everybody has that with natural gas, right? Again, that's why I think you're going to start seeing more people running to their fireplace and their wood-burning stove to heat their home. It says here, a year ago in August of 2021, natural gas was half the cost at just $4.07 an MCF. And in 2019, when Donald Trump was president and natural gas was $2.22. That's weird. Would you look at that? Would you just look at that? Everything keeps going up. That's weird. Sorry, just gotta throw that out. Have you seen that guy on YouTube? It's freaking hilarious. Would you look at that? Just look at it. It's crazy. Those prices just keep going up. Here's a quote. Because of what's going on globally and because of the policies in certain areas, producers are not able to produce as much gas, and when it drives the price up. That's from Dan Weaver, president and executive director at Pennsylvania Independent Oil and Gas Association. Guys, I'm going to put this story down. We're just going to chat here. These are very serious times, and I got to add some comedy into it because sometimes you just got to laugh. And the good news is you're part of Ninja Nation. You're people that are prepared, not scared. You're thinking ahead of time. You're not thinking like about tomorrow. You're not looking back into the past. You're looking at 6 months to 6 years ahead, and you're getting ready for that because the 98% aren't ready for it. I know it sounds crazy. We're going to read natural gas prices are exploding all over the world, right? And you have global supply issues because of geopolitical events. And I think they're going to get worse, honestly. You have literally hyperinflation starting around Europe in energy prices. And I believe that's going to come in America. I believe you're going to see energy hyperinflate. And if you don't have your solar, right, or you don't have wood in your fireplace, you are going to suffer for it. There's more money that's going to come out of your pocket and go into your utility bills that should be hopefully going into buying the next house as the housing market crashes because all those idiots didn't pay attention. Now, I only say idiots to insult them, but that's okay because I'm trying to wake them up. It's like, wake up, buddy, wake up. You want some smelling salts? You want to sniff? You want to sniff a little truth? This is really happening. Hey, guess what? Let's go off on a rant. And for all of you guys that don't like rants, a little disclosure, just hit the turn off button, unsubscribe, it's cool. Inflation Reduction Act just happened. Well, that's exciting. That's going to do nothing to reduce inflation, but they put it in the title so it didn't, people weren't running around with pitchforks. And you're going to find out really soon that I believe that act is the equivalent to the Patriot Act, but on the economy side, not your privacy and your, you know what I mean. It's going to hurt you more financially. There's going to be a few people that get sprinkled a little bit of money. Let them eat cake. It's very expensive cake, but let them eat it. Point being is this. These are the times to get prepared. And I say it all the time. It's important to have food, right? Why? Even if I'm wrong and there's not a natural disaster in your area, and I don't know if you've been paying attention, they're sort of happening around lately. It's like a storm cloud just hovering over Vegas lately. But inflation. You're going to save yourself from inflation.
Yes, I know. Hey, what's up, Rosina? How you doing? And then Blaine showed up too. I love it. Should I make an underground shelter? I mean, if you can. I don't know that it's a moral imperative, but yeah, sure, if you really want to. All right, so we're going to get off of this one right here. I think everybody is on right now. Let's see. So one of the things that we need to look at, I don't want to talk about that one just yet. I want to talk about the Fed a little bit here. And the reason I want to do that is because I think that we have a serious problem, and I think that a lot of people, axes, I'm not really an axes, get a heavy one, get a sharp one. But hatchets are a different deal. Let's see. So what we need to do is we need to, let's see. You guys are just gonna try and make this about you, huh? It's not about you. This is about prepping, guys. Where we are? Scroll up. There we go. Anyhow, so let's talk about some monetary stuff that is going to affect every single American. You know, it's like we have to sign the bill to know what's in it. Now, we've heard this before, and we all know that that's absolutely just like one of the dumbest statements ever made. But we also have to look at this from the perspective of what's in the bill, okay? And a lot of people are not looking at this from the perspective of its title. You know, if you have not been paying attention, if you guys are new to the channel, then you know that I try to watch at least 1 hour of the mainstream media every morning, and to see what their perspective is. Not to know your enemy, but to try and understand what they're thinking. Now, if you're on the Morning Joe side, that is just crazy talk. But if you're watching the MSNBC or the regular NBC or like ABC or CBS or even CNN, then you'll get different perspectives. Okay, so I always think that it's good to try and do that so that you can see things from different angles and you can understand why those people would think the way that they think. And what's coming out now is that it used to be the Inflation Reduction Act, and now the people that support that are all saying what it really is. They're all, this is the Green New Deal. This is a way of getting things done that supports their agenda, but doesn't really support the American people. Now, I'm all for clear skies, breathable air, drinkable water. I also believe that if you honestly think that humans, I tell you what, until you've swam with great white sharks, which I have, in Africa, in Shark Alley, in a cage, where 10, 20 meter sharks are coming past me like it's freaking cool. That's right, I said meter. And they swim past you like your lunch, you just don't know it. You're insignificant. And that's the way humans are to Mother Earth. If you think that what we're doing right now is destroying the planet, you've got another thing coming. We're not even fleas on the back of Mother Earth. So what we need to do is actually take a harder look at the bill. Now, the Zero Hedge has actually done that, which I love these guys because they give you different perspectives, but they drill down into things. And you guys know how I do it. I look for all the little stuff so that you guys don't have to. So the title of this bill, or the title of this article, is "The Game is Over for the Fed. Expect a Monetary Rug Pull Soon." The reason is actually very, very simple. And I've got it all blown up for you there on the screen. Let's see. And, wait. Somebody asked me a question. Where did you get your where did you get your climatory degree? Love you, man. Yeah, How about if we just keep it? How about we just keep this in the common sense realm, guys? All right, so check it out. Where are we at here? Let's get some perspective. I love the way they laid this out here. So the human brain has trouble understanding something so huge. Let's try to put it into perspective. If you earned $1 per second, it would take you 11 days to make $1 million. If you earned $1 per second, it would take you 31 and a half years to make $1 billion. If you earned $1 per second, it would take you 31,688 years to make $1 trillion. That's how enormous $1 trillion is. Now, if we go deeper into the article, and like I said, I just dig out all the stuff it's going to be relevant to you guys. And the title of this paragraph is "No Inflation Without Representation." And what I gave from this is the truth is the debt will keep piling up unless Congress makes some politically impossible decisions to cut spending. Now, when we say politically impossible, that means that it's not common sense. It's being driven by the politics. which is really bad for the United States. It's bad for the citizenry. It's bad for the world. So, but don't count on that happening. In fact, they're racing in the opposite direction now that they've normalized multi-trillion-dollar deficits. So if we take a look at the chart here, this is the federal budget deficit. I'm going to have to shrink that so you guys can see it a little bit. There we go. Man, that was a real huge difference, wasn't it? So right now we're in 2022, and right now our deficit is a deficit is the opposite. You make money and you spend money, and if you're spending too much, then you're in a deficit. And of course, that's the way our budget works anyway. So right now, 2022, we're basically negative $1 trillion added to the deficit every year based on our current spending plan. And it's set to be like that until 2024, or it's estimated, at which time it will start to grow astronomically. This is a huge problem, guys. And it's a huge problem because the only way that you're able to continue to spend like this is if you start raising taxes. Even by the CBO's optimistic projections, the U.S. government will have a cumulative deficit of over $15 trillion for the next 10 years. So who's going to finance these incomprehensible shortfalls? The only entity capable is the Fed's printing presses. Allow me to simplify in the next 3 steps. Step 1, Congress spends trillions more than the federal government takes in from taxes. Step 2, the Treasury issues debt to cover the difference. Step 3, the Federal Reserve creates currency out of thin air to buy the debt. Now, before anybody goes crazy over on TikTok side, you need to understand that I completely understand how fiat currency works. We have a fiat currency. Our currency doesn't have any true value. It's all based off of belief. People on one side believe that we should balance things like an old checkbook, and it doesn't really work that way. And people on the left think that, well, it's fake money. Why don't we just spend gajillions? It doesn't matter. There's a place in the middle where our government sets and where the rest of the world sets that we need to pay attention to. I snipped out these little sentences right here that caught my attention. It's taxation without consent via currency debasement and is the true source of inflation. Very, very strong statement. Things are being done on the governmental level that are causing things to get worse for the citizenry. That's really what's happening. As long as the average person doesn't notice the rising prices, the system works well. However, once the price increases become painful enough, it creates political pressure for the Fed to combat inflation by raising interest rates. We've all seen that. That's what they're doing. They'll come out like every quarter and say, we're going to raise interest rates by 1/3%. And they're doing nothing. They're doing absolutely nothing. This is all makeshift. This is all a joke. So I highlighted this in red because this is what it comes down to. The Fed has a serious problem this time. The amount of federal debt is so extreme that even a return of interest rates to the historical average would mean paying an interest expense that would consume more than half of tax revenues. Let that sink in. We cannot do anything about this problem. Interest expense would eclipse Social Security and defense spending and become the largest item in the federal budget. That's how deep we are, guys. That even if we go crazy by raising the interest rates to like 10%, all it does is bankrupt the government. Further, with price increases soaring to 40-year highs, a return to the historical average interest rate will not be enough to rein in inflation, not even close. A drastic rise in the interest rate is needed, perhaps 10% or higher. If that happens, it would mean that the U.S. government is paying more for the interest expense than it takes in from taxes. Yeah, that's a problem. Rising interest rates high enough to dent inflation would bankrupt the U.S. government. We can see this dynamic in the graph below, chart for the federal debt and federal funds rate. The federal funds rate. The Federal Reserve's primary benchmark interest rate. The higher the federal debt, the harder and more painful it becomes to raise interest rates. This is a problem, guys. This is a very, very serious problem. In short, the U.S. government is fast approaching the financial endgame. It needs to raise interest rates to combat out-of-control inflation, but can't because it would cause its bankruptcy. In other words, the game is over. They have no choice but to reset the system. That's what governments do when they're trapped. The current monetary system is on its way out, even in the... Let me zoom that in. The current monetary system is on its way out. Even the central bankers running the system can see that. So they're preparing for what comes next as they attempt to reset the system. This is what's really happening, guy. This is what's really happening. And the so all the people that are really money savvy are already starting to run away. They're already talking about doom and gloom. They're already presenting their positions because they've already made that move. They've gotten a lot of their money out of the market it's flexible, that's liquid. They're moving towards things that are more stable so that they can keep their wealth. It's a problem. It's a problem. And unfortunately, what has basically happened is we have moved over to we're being pushed into positions that are not going to benefit our country. So let's go ahead and check the chat real quick. I mean, obviously, my YouTube people just are. I like to say my YouTube family is they're the adults in the room, and I truly appreciate them. And then my TikTok, well, maybe we've got some growing up to do. Maybe there's some smart people in there, but I never get trolls on YouTube. I can say that up front. Let's see. Let's go ahead and if YouTubers, go ahead and throw a comment in there for me. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will talk about. Hey, what's going on, Bob? Good morning. Good morning, all the way from Antarctica, U.S. Whoa, holy shnikes! Craven Moore Head 101. Good morning. You guys seeing this crap? Good morning, all the way from McMurdo, Antarctica, U.S. Research Station. I got to write that down. Wrote it all down. I could have looked the other way. We mentor, but no, I'm not sure what that is. Where's your YouTube channel? It's a local prepper. It's all one word. It's the same logo that you see in the top corner there. If the fastest way to get there is the link that's in my bio, it'll be right on the front page. It's my own web page. It doesn't go any crazy places. I built it myself. Have you seen the aliens there? No, I don't think so. So when does the collapse happen, in your opinion? There is no. Hey, what's up, Archangel? There is no way to determine when that's going to happen. And the reason I say that is because that's not what really preparedness is about. Preparedness is something bad happens. Okay, I've got all this stuff and things, and I have skills, and my life will be much better. But I hope you have an awesome day. Okay, bro. Thank you. I got to run. Chat next time. All right, we'll talk to you later, Intel. You have good YouTube videos. I appreciate that. Let's see. We're looking on over on my backup channel. I got 5 people following me on my backup TikTok channel, so I'm going to give you guys some love. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, you guys are kicking ass. There's only 5 of you in here, and I got 1.4 thousand likes. I love it. I like it. Hey, what's up, Carly? Nice. Want to discuss what might be coming. I got you. There's. I can tell you what's coming. I can tell you what's coming in our next segment. What are you saying, YouTube people? Better than that's prestigious. Unhappy mad face. David, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what I've blocked like 6 people since the TikTok stream started because they don't listen, and I blocked nobody on the YouTube side. So let that lead your thoughts. Do you want to duet, or are you going solo today? I normally do I normally do stay solo on my TikToks, unless I actually like have talked to the person. Let's see, the top recommendation in my personal library. I would say probably I like the, what is it? I'm wanting to point to the book that's on this side because I think it's a really good book. But I think that the best book for survival is the British SAS Survival Handbook. Let's see. What are they saying on the good morning, good morning. I see economy going to crap permanently. Yes, Rosita. It's not good. This is the beginning of the end with regards to the financial system and inevitable social collapse. That's a possibility. This is out of our hands, and this is why we focus on being prepared and survival skills. Exactly right. Black Wolf. Exactly right. Thank you for the book info. Yeah. The other one now on the other book that I wanted to point to was, a lot of people don't know this. There's a... where are we at here? There's a company out there, and this one is made by Outdoor Life. But if you guys have an Ollie's near you, I bought these books for $7.99. This one is Emergency Survival Manual. This one is actually written by Outdoor Life, and they're really cheap. They have lots of pictures so that they can explain things. It just has a lot of detailed information. And then this one is also written by Outdoor Life. This is called Prepare for Anything Survival. You get a lot of great ideas out of this. It's got everything from plants to guns to how to take care of purify water, things like that. I also recommend that people, whether they like it or not, they need to know and understand how to process animals. It's that easy, you know. You have to do it. I can barely operate TikTok. I'm sorry to hear that. I not give you like yet because you're I don't know what to tell you, David Brosifino. I've got 250,000 followers. This is not about vanity. This is about drawing other people in. That's all it is. So we can pass the word, we can share information and ideas, and then kind of work towards that community thing. That's why I tell people, follow the finger. Follow my finger. Follow my finger. There you go. Start tapping my finger. And what happens is the algorithm starts to draw people in. On the YouTube side, it's completely different. On the YouTube side, they can only like one time. So I always ask them to like, and that does help to draw other people in. I've got some kind of personal message. I don't know who this rgator11 is. Let me take a look here real quick. I guess I could wave back to rgator. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, let me get back to the members chat. Let's see. Rosita saying good morning. There we go. So one of the things that we try to focus on is community, and try to get people to understand that there's things that are happening around us, because unfortunately there are way too many people that are just, I'm too busy trying to have a good time. I'm young. I'll worry about that stuff when I get older, and it's kind of funny when you find that people in their 40s and older are the majority of preppers. Now, I'm not saying that it's an ageist thing, but that's kind of statistically that's correct. That's a fact. So I try to push people into communities. If you're not on the Discord, you should get there. If you're not on the Patreon, you should definitely get there. It's super cheap, and you get just so much. It's so crazy how much shit you get. Matter of fact, I know my two new Patreons are watching. You guys got emailed your or messaged in Patreon. You got the links to the digital library that I was telling you about. I finally got those squared away for you, so you guys have those floating out there for you right now. Let's go back to that chat. Okay, bounced over to the good side. Oh, Bob. Hey, Bob made it. Nice. Bob is a TikTok guy who jumped from here over to there. Good job, Bob. What we got here? Need to realize you can't depend on government assistance to feed your family. That's correct. Del Ball, good. Welcome to the channel. What are your thoughts on China invading Taiwan? If it happens, it happens. We will do absolutely nothing to stop them. It will become a proxy war at best. let's see, and the hard copy books of skills you best you can rely on electronics is SHTF at all time. Gardening book, survival book, how it is critical. Absolutely true. Love Ollie's bad idea to go when I have extra money. Come home with things I don't need. Yeah, I have the same problem with Dollar Tree or $1.25 Tree. I always tell myself that when I go to $1.25 Tree, it's always going to be, yeah, just get one of those little hand carts, because my goal is to get $20 worth of stuff, and you just walk out with a lot of stuff. I'll just go to the grocery store and buy whatever I need. That's interesting. That's an interesting concept, because I mean it currently works right now, but the idea is that, hey, Firefly, you're on my alternate channel. Thank you very much. Fire Life. There we go. But you know, it doesn't really work when things get bad. You know, the assumption that things will always be good is normally a safe argument, but we're not living in normal times right now. We're not. Hey, what's up, Doomsday? Let's see. But we have, and we have to look at that alternate channel name. Local Prepper 2.0. Hippie girl in the house. Gotcha. There we go. What's up, hippie girl? What's the Discord? The link is in the bio. All right, so let's go on, move on to our next subject right here, and let's go ahead and let's see where this takes us. Let me switch screens over here. There we go. All right, so another article. It's a giant stride towards socialism, and this is what we're talking about. This whole like Pandora's box we've opened with the what is it, the Inflation Recovery Act, or whatever we're gonna call it. It's so ridiculous, you know. Hey, Archangel, I see you over there. Thank you. Victoria's like a microphone. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so one of the things that you needed to know about this new Inflation Reduction Act that really will do absolutely zero of that is that, and as usual, I've punched through these articles and found the information that's important. So it came up with a question. So here's the question: will the CBO be calculating how much will be raised when 87,000 IRS agents start going after people with Obamacare insurance who may have miscalculated their income and therefore received too much in subsidies? And then they start to eat their own. This is how they do business. This is how the people that don't truly understand how things work, or don't care about things how they normally work, or just hope and change and whatever it is, you know. I don't want to go down that route, you know. I want to just talk about the people, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I think at some point we're going to need to reopen the insane asylums. The goal of the Inflation Reduction Act is as straightforward as it is clinical or cynical. Transfers billions from Medicare Part D to bankroll green energy projects and subsidize premiums for wealthy Obamacare enrollees. Yeah, I saw the signature ceremony that Miss Pelosi did, and I thought it ironic that on one side was this piece of paper being held down by the corners for her to sign, and on the other side of this bill was a box. It's like this fancy. It's like if you bought the box set of some movie set system. It opened up. It was that big, and that's how thick that bill was. Not cool. Joel White of the Council for Affordable Health Coverage writes, worse, they're inserting government bureaucrats and politicians into every medicine cabinet in America. Oh, what could he mean? I'm not sure. Ultimately, this legislation sets the stage for a new federal government takeover of health care starting with prescription drug benefits. Wait a minute, that was in the bill. Prescription drug benefits. Yeah, they're going to let. Wait a minute, they were talking about Medicare and how they can negotiate, so they can bring the prices. Whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, let's read that again. Ultimately, this legislation sets the stage for a new federal government takeover of health care, starting with prescription drug benefits. Interesting. Hospitals and doctors will be next on the price control list as Congress works to enact government-run health care one step at a time. You remember when Obamacare first came out and there were doctors, these small-town doctors, that were going out of business because they couldn't do all the stuff that Obamacare required them to do. You remember that? Yeah. They would literally go out of business if they decided to follow those things. Only the big healthcare companies could handle that. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see if I don't think there's anything left on that one right there. But yeah, that's what got signed. That's what they're going to celebrate. Yeah. Archangel asks me, let's go ahead and switch to the other screen. I'm going to take a sip of coffee here because all that reading is going to make my throat hurt. Archangel asks me, what are your thoughts on the nuke PSA announced in New York? I guess I don't know if that's Canada or California and now Texas. Honestly, I don't know. I think that it's not very smart to comment on things that you have no information on whatsoever. It is kind of ironic. It's like, hey, let's just talk about this stuff. Hey, you know what? Pin. This is a pin. This has nothing to do with this stream. Let's talk about this. Let's make a PSA on pins. That's what I think about those PSAs, because there's a reason for it. It wasn't, hey, we got a few extra dollars, let's make another PSA. That is not that's not a thing. It's you either make it because you want to get ahead of the situation. That's why you're asking that question. That's why people are thinking about it. That's why people are worried about it. That's why I need to do this damn video on this damn NBC mask, this CBRN mask that I've got in a box over here for the last 2 months, because people are going to start needing to think about those things. It's going to be part of preparedness, and I don't normally like to go down that road because there's so many ways to survive in that type of environment. But for the most part, people just eventually just die. I think one of the movies that kind of depict what that type of life would be like is it's either the day after or the morning after. I think it's the day after. Penny, lay down. Penny's walking around because she's got to go do her thing, but she's going to have to just hold tight for another 22 minutes. Okay, let's see here. What do we got on the YouTube side? Shireen, good morning. Make sure you join the Discord. Got you. Do you have any thoughts on the urban military training being done across the USA? No, Rebecca, I don't, because so one of the problems is there's two problems when we start talking about that, and I hate to use the term Alex Jones type of talk, but he's the one who actually got people invested in it or thinking about it. The military has always been looking for urban environments to train in, so that because that offers the most realistic training environment. Unconventional forces have more money to spend, and they actually will go out and find people. Hey, do you mind if we use your land? Do you mind if we do this? Do you mind if we do that? So you'll see those kind of things. You'll see military vehicles moving through areas and you've never seen them before. And it doesn't mean the world is ending. It just means that a vehicle moved through your area. So yeah, that's what's happening. There's the military is not training in urban environments because something's going to happen. They're training in urban environments so that they're better trained to operate in urban environments throughout the world. Okay, let's see. I heard talk of a seed shortage. I guess everyone has a story about shortages of something. A little off topic. No, we're talking about prepper stuff, Shireen. I hope I'm saying your name right, Shireen. Sherene. Shireen. I don't want to say Shireeni. I don't know if that's right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I got it right. Woohoo! Good for me. There is somewhat of a seed shortage, but it is not, I don't think it's as bad as other people are saying that it is. I've actually been contacted by a seed company that is having no problems whatsoever here in America. Once I receive those seeds, then we'll start talking more about the seeds. I'll be putting in my winter garden. I've told them to send me some cold weather stuff, and we'll go from there. Let's see here. You'll see more military equipment on the infrastructure if the railroad goes on strike. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, anything's possible, Johnny. You know, during World War II and right after World War II, when our infrastructure was not too great, we actually had the U.S. I want to. It was both Marines and Army were like guarding the mail. They were like they would put mail on the railroads, and So I'm saying you'll see military in the environment, but for the most part, the military doesn't really operate tactically operate on U.S. soil. British SAS and Outdoor Life Emergency Survival Manual. That's a good manual. It's probably the best one. Let's see here. All right, YouTube. European Central Bank has an unlimited bond buying program going now, absorbing all the debt in massive amounts. Yeah. The European Central Bank is going to have a very serious problem very soon, because the reason they're doing that, Kush, and welcome to the channel. The reason they're doing that is because they don't want people to see what's happening. So they're taking on that debt so that no one else is screaming, "Oh my God, there's so much debt!" And then, but they can only do that so much because, believe it or not, they have shareholders. So, interesting. Let's see. Can you get most seeds you need right? Yes, you can get. Fire Life is saying you can get most seeds you need right. Yes, absolutely. Here's the thing: what you guys have to pay attention to is you have to look at the reputability of where you're buying the seeds, and you have to pay attention, because the seed companies will actually put an expiration date on there. It's normally about 5 years. After that, the viability of the seeds, it's going to be in question. And then if you do buy seeds in mass quantities, did you store them correctly? You know what I'm saying? Did you keep them out of the light? Did you keep them in the proper temperatures, temperature range? Did you not beat on them? You know what I'm saying? You have to take care of. You have to treat. They're a prep just like any other food prep or water prep or gear prep. They have to be taken care of in a specific way to extend their lives. So what's the main reason I started? Eric Maples asked me. So what is the main reason you started prepping? That's an awesome question, Eric, and I'll tell you. So I was still on active duty when Obama was in his first presidency, or in his first 4 years. And I started seeing things turn slowly. Things weren't making sense, because when you're in the military, he's your commander-in-chief. And it's like, I may not like your political stuff, but you know what? If you tell me to go someplace and do bad things to people, that's what I'm going to do. This is what you pay me to do. Loyalty to God, country, and core, and things like that. You have to really understand the environment and how we think of things in the military. And obviously, some are more motivated than others, but that's another point. So anyway, when he was re-elected, things started to change very dramatically. We had already seen the economy begin to slow. Unfortunately, that's part of the socialist agenda. If they can slow the economy, then they can make you used to not having as much. And the longer they can do that, then the more you'll accept not being prosperous. And so, yeah, I started prepping. I was like, you know what? Because if this goes bad, or somebody else gets elected right after him who's even worse, and then, I mean, think of the people that were coming behind him on that side of the playing field. You're talking about Hillary, you're talking about Bernie, you're talking about was it Buttigieg? You're talking about Kamala. Think about if those people had become president. That's how bad things would have really, really been. So that's what got me into prepping. Now, if you're in the military, that's all you do is you prep and you go, and you prep and you go, and you prep and you go, and you do that in a 6 month to 1 year cycle for however many years you're in the military. So that's all you're doing. All of your training is preparedness to do things that you're asked to do or that you need to do. So that's how I got into it. I hope that answers your question. What about the PSA announcement in New York, California, and Texas concerning nukes? Is this, Archangel, is this something new? Are you following me? I thought you just asked me that on the backup channel. What seed should I get for winter? Well, I mean, nothing really grows during the winter that I'm aware of. But I mean, for, you're going to want to get, radishes and cabbage, lettuce. There's a slew of cold of plants that tolerate the cold, and that's why they call it your autumn or your winter crop. So I would look at that. I am far from the guy who knows how to grow every single little thing. I literally just look it up in a book, grab those seeds, and go plant that stuff. So microgreens, cabbage, collards, broccoli. There you go. Thank you, Firelife. I appreciate that. 2.0 sound is much more crisp sounding. That's hilarious, because this is like what do they call it? This is another Android, but it's like 6 years old. That's hilarious. What do we got here? No problem, Carly. Potatoes. Yeah, definitely potatoes. Would you please answer Archangel's question? Did you hear the CA nuke alert? No, I didn't. Hold on. California nuke alert. I did ask, is this something new? All right, so that's July 15th. All right, let me use my Google tools and say in the last 24 hours. FBI on high alert after threats of violence. Okay. Ship carrying grain for Hungary. Alert, they are blowing up the nuclear power plant. Yeah, I'm not seeing... I know that they were fighting over some... In Ukraine, they were fighting over some territory that had a nuclear power plant up. But that's about it. But I have not seen... I just Googled California nuke alert. All right, let's... California nuclear alert. Let's see. Speak of the devil. Yeah, the nuclear power facility... Open. No, that's not it. Okay, Los Angeles. Nothing. Nuclear power key. The war in blah. Sorry. This must be something that's old. But no, I'm not seeing any of that. The Cali PSA. I got you. California did a nuke video infomercial on what we should do under a nuke attack. Check YouTube. Okay, I'll look into that. If it's a PSA, obviously it's not. It's not a major. So let me see, and I'm gonna bet that the one that they did in Texas is probably in a like a super blue city, probably like in Houston or some shit like that. It was an awful PSA made to target dumb people in California. I gotcha. I'll look into that. Let's see here. It's all fear tactics at this point. We have a gardening room. Yeah, JDM. You guys were asking about seeds. We do have a gardening room or channel on our Discord as well. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about, guys, is what do we got here? We got 11 minutes. We got 11 minutes left. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about was it was brought to my attention. So if you guys aren't interested in the in what's going on within basically the inner circle of the local prepper community, then you might want to sign off now, because I'm going to talk about what's going on inside the Patreon and the library, the digital library that you can actually download. So one of the things that I was on the live chat. We have a live chat every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And if I don't show up, they just run it. They just like, boom, it's a community now, There's like 50 people in there. 50 people don't show up. Everybody's got lives, but we got 53 Patreons that are like, yeah, let's talk. And that's what we do. It's almost like in Discord, it's almost like you can do like a Zoom thing. So anyway, I'm going to crack this open right here. And I'm going to show it to you guys. One of the things that they were like, so we should like come up with this like evaluation thing. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, okay, so maybe this is some new idea. And yeah. And then I was like, you guys know that sometimes I may be late to the voice chat. and I said, so you guys know that when you signed on to the Patreon that I actually like gave you all this stuff, right? And there was like crickets. They were all quiet. Well, yeah, well, maybe, and it was like, yeah, but, and then I started reading some of it to them, and then they brought it to my attention that maybe I should inform people of what's actually in that library and the things that they can do to get into it. So what I wanted to do was just kind of show everybody this. Let me turn the big screen on here. Where are we at here? Me using the big screen. Okay, so this is actually the preparedness assessment that I provide to all the Patreons. That they should immediately, as soon as they become a Patreon, they should take a look at this and see if they have the answers to these questions. It's kind of like a self-test, and we're going to look at a few things here, but it's like overall level of readiness the past 12 months. What emergencies and crises did you face that you were prepared for? And then what events were you not prepared for? Okay, and then it kind of breaks into categories. Okay, and then asks you. It's like in one of my jobs, I was always told that you should only ask the hard questions because that's where you'll get the honest answers. So some of the hard questions, and we look at food storage, okay? Let's look at food storage very briefly. How many days worth of extra food do you have on hand? Extra food is your preps, what the cans that you've been stacking, the water you've been putting to the side, things like that. But let's focus on the food. Do you have at least 30 days worth of extra food? It's interesting to think about, right? I mean, it depends on what your goals are. I always tell people to have at least 3 months worth of food. But these are baby steps, guys. I got into prepping. I need to figure out some of the stuff to start with. You know what I'm saying? Is your food storage kept in a dry, dark, cool location that is free of insects and rodents? Some people are like, oh crap, I've been keeping my stuff in the garage and it gets like 3,000 degrees in there. I might want to think about that, Was there a time when you relied on your food storage in the past 12 months? Most people that have like hurricanes, they get into their stuff. Me, I don't rely on my food. No, lay down. I'm going to really have to go in like 7 minutes, but we're going to keep going because she is like needing it. She's holding it. Let's see here. If you did, what food items did you not have enough of? Most of the time we don't know what we're missing until we start to have to use our preps. Let's see here. Do you know how to use oxygen absorbers? Do you have a regular system of adding your food shortage pantry each week or month? Which basically means, are you rotating your preps? And how do you rotate your preps? By using your preps. Okay, people call it a rotating or a prepper's pantry. Is there food and water in your vehicles and at your job? Do Do you need to rely on another cooking method? Okay. Can I cook by gas? Can I cook by fire? Do I have a sterno stove? Do I have an alcohol stove? Propane? Those are the hard questions. Let's see here. And do you know how to use them? Because a lot of people buy, that drives me nuts. Preppers that buy gear and never use it. It's like, I'm going to keep it nice and shiny because when the world ends, I'm going to have this and it's going to work perfectly. And then you find out that Amazon and China really stuck it right in your butt. And your piece of gear that you bought that was nice and shiny is now falling apart because it was a piece of junk because you never used it. Let's see here. Do you have a garden? Was it successful? Why or why not? Learning from it after actions. Hey, I planted this. Last autumn, at the end of summer last year, I planted a buttload of potatoes. And like 3 of them survived. What went wrong? I mean, and these were potato seeds that a seed potato, if you guys don't know, potatoes don't actually come from seeds, they come from other potatoes, which is kind of funny if you think about it. But anyway, so what went wrong? What worked? What am I going to do later on? What's in the future for this type of planting? Things like that. Do you know at least one way to preserve food, either by canning or dehydrating? Do you have a surplus of supplies for this? Which means a lot of people. So it's a common mistake. I buy a not a dehydrator, but what's the words I'm looking for here? A vacuum sealer. So I buy a vacuum sealer, right? And I start vacuum sealing everything like freaking crazy, right? So the apocalypse comes. It's the end of the world. It's SHTF, Titawaki, whatever you want to call it. And you're like, dude, I got all these preps. We are good to go. And you start to do your garden and you start to create all of these products, these food products, and you didn't buy any other bags to put your dehydrated or food stuff in to seal them in, or you didn't buy enough jars to rotate the jars so that you have jars when it's time to can something. See what I'm saying? That's the question that's being asked right there. Do you have a surplus of supplies? Have you thought about your use level and then use that to calculate your rotation level? Could you use more training and information to create well-stocked food storage pantries? That is always a yes. It's always a yes. And I wanted to show this to you guys. Yep, freeze dry. If you've got the money for a freeze dryer, I've got a PayPal account. But anyway, so this is the kind of stuff that I wanted to show you, and I wanted to remind my Patreons, or mostly on the YouTube side, that they have these links, and that they should definitely be doing these. We were talking yesterday, and I could show you all this, but then you wouldn't want to give me $3 a month. That's right, it works like that. But anyway, the next thing was people were talking about these people that don't even have it's like, we're going to bug out. It's like, really? What's your plan? I don't have a plan. We're just going to leave. We're just going to go in that direction. You have to actually sit down and think about where you're going to go, evacuation planning. This kind of stuff comes from FEMA. You can find this stuff, but I've already gathered it all up, How far away is it? Proximity. Is your family aware, Be detailed in the process. Do you have communications? What kind of kits do you got? Have you thought about your pets? Yeah, those are the kind of things that the Patreons all have access to. And if you can't find it, let me know. I'll make sure I give you a direct link to my Patreons anyway. Let's see here. What do we got? We got a few more minutes. Let's look in the chat. CA port is starting to back up with the trucks and railroad worker shortage. They might strike next week. The railroad workers union contract is 2 years expired. We have to be prepared for that. Yeah, Rebecca. Yeah, I mean that is something that has happened. But if you didn't know, Rebecca, there's actually a new federal law that keeps them from actually striking. If they do, they could lose everything, and that would be a decision that they make. the union or their union, the rail workers union, has been in negotiations with the federal government for years, as well as other companies. There's actually a board that governs, a federal board that governs the union workers and their interaction with the companies who own the railroads, because they wanted to make sure that they were protected. I mean, everybody knows the government's big on unions, so. Oh, we got, thank you. You're very welcome, Archangel. Have you seen any new alerts? No, Walmart here hasn't had any vacuum sealed bags in weeks. Have a great day. Thank Firefly. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're going to see shortages. You know, you're very welcome, Carly. I had some people pop in, basically trolls or whoever, stating their opinions, which I respect their opinions. But saying that your grocery store is full of groceries does not equate to the fact that we have food shortages, that we're not getting as much food into our stores as we did 2 years ago. It's just, those are the facts. The fact is, your store has lots of food today, and stores are missing food or are missing food in other places. Why that's happening? There's a lot of logistical quirks that are going to cause that. But the reality is that at some point, the food that's in your full store, or should I say the store that you were going to that is full of food, will eventually not have as much food in it. It will catch up to the deficiencies or the deficits that the other stores are having right now. So, okay, let's see here. We've hit our 1 hour mark. I think that's all I have. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go ahead and call it. Yeah, until tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I hope you decide to support the page. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead and hit the link below. If it didn't take you directly to it, you can just hit the support page. That's what it should look like. All you have to do is either hit the Patreon symbol or the join button. Doesn't matter. Just hit it and that'll get you started. It's $3 a month for 30-ish days of work from me. The price of a Starbucks coffee. So until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.